Hey everyone, it's Brother Chris here from Divine Oracle Podcast, and sitting in right now is Jillian. What we're going to be doing though today, we're going to be taking a look actually at 7 signs you're an old soul. Now, has anybody actually turned around to you and said, hey, you've got the old soul, especially by helping people or talking with people? We're going to take a look actually at this stuff, and we're going to actually talk with Jillian since she's right now here in the studio. And what we're going to do those, we're going to actually sort of look actually at the 7 signs, and we're going to see what actually Jillian has gone through. And we're going to start off with, you enjoy solitude. So yeah, I'm going to throw it over to Jill, and she's going to talk a little bit about the topic. So yeah.
So as we go through this old soul 7 signs of I kind of resonate with this one a little better. I like being alone, or solitude is another word for it. It's just easier for me to comprehend what I'm doing, to think things through, to kind of meditate. I get a lot of people asking me for help, and a lot of advice people are asking of me, and so I help quite a few people. So sometimes I just want to sit, recharge, be on my own, not say a whole lot. I have friends, I have family, but sometimes just sitting alone can be very rejuvenating. So I enjoy that.
All right. So what do the key words actually within the subject actually of what we're starting with actually has to say about it?
So there is I'm not sure how to paraphrase everything that's up there, but the biggest signs that you're an old soul is that you enjoy the solitude. Being alone is usually out of fear, or when you're just wanting to be comfortable in your own skin. The second type of aloneness is a good indicator that you've integrated a lot of what you've learned over the years and what you've grown into. You like other people's company, but you still feel better with yourself. So I would say the key indicator is that if you find that you are enjoying being alone, but people seek your help, or you seek to help other people, that's one sign that you're getting to that step.
All right, now can you actually call on your angels and your guidance, like your guides?
Not as much as I should. I'm not what you call a practicing spiritual person. I was that way when I was younger, in my teens, and kind of as I got older, I got away from it all. So my intuition, or as my guides and angels, they do show up occasionally in mainly times of extreme stress or possible danger, to kind of guide me in a different direction, or if I'm about to make a really silly decision and too many things get in my way. They keep throwing things in my way, going, you really shouldn't be doing this today. You know, moving the keys, not letting the door close properly. All of a sudden, you know, like the window will spring a leak with water, and you have to stay home to take care of it. You know, your dryer just doesn't want to dry properly, that kind of thing. So it's kind of them going, hey, guess what? Not today. And today is not for you. Don't leave the house. But I do try to talk to them on occasion to see if I'm in the right direction.
Okay. All right. So our next one that we're going to move down to, though, is you are spiritually aware. Sort of want to elaborate on that by any chance?
Okay. So for me, I am nature and water. I'm okay with stars. So the other sign is that you're a natural inclination towards spiritual topics. I'm not big on researching certain things, but if it interests me, I'll tend to do that more. So I tend to resonate towards nature, outdoors, water, that kind of thing.
So you basically believe actually more within the 4 elements?
Yeah, the earth, water, wind, fire kind of thing.
Okay. All right. So can you sort of elaborate a little bit more, though?
Many old souls will find the psychic ability comes as naturally as breathing. So they just kind of stumble into the metaphysics by following their natural desires to learn more and see beyond where our reality can take us. And being here on Earth, we can fulfill certain things and have the wisdom to help or teach other people.
All right, so we're going to go down to number 3, and that one there is you're highly intuitive. What does that mean, and how can others actually be in with this level 3?
Being highly intuitive, it just means that you're noticing things more and that you have the ability to see things at a wider range, and there's a more wider variety of the people that you're interacting with, all like from different walks of life and groups, so it's not defined to just one person, it's from everywhere. The common ability for old souls is clear cognizance, which is clear knowing. This is where it can be picked up for information that comes to light. See what you're coming up with. You're just things that you know. For example, I can help other people get a lotto ticket, and it usually comes across as winning, but I can't do it for myself. So I'm not allowed to profit off my own ideas and numbers.
But you feel the energy, basically, of what's reading.
Yeah, kind of. It's when I was growing up as a kid, my grandfather would give me the newspaper, and I would pick the horses, and he would say the name, the number, the race, the time, and we would go through it all, and majority of the times my picks would come in exactly as they would come in. And so anytime my grandfather won, I got a McDonald's ice cream. I got a cone.
Gosh. So yeah. It's okay. So yeah, we're going to move down to number 4. And number 4, though, is you're well grounded. Now, most people don't realize, though, that you got to work with your chakras.
Yeah, you got to keep in the ground. You got to keep solid. You can't be flighty. You can't be constantly jumping around. Kind of like the calming outside of like an ADHD effect. Some people are constantly moving, constantly not taking care of themselves. So bouncing, fidgeting. So sometimes you just need to step back, take a moment, get yourself grounded, and process everything that you're doing.
Okay, all right. Now, I noticed one little thing, though, that was actually in your footnotes, and if you can sort of elaborate exactly what it's talking about.
The old soul is an innate understanding of both your physical and spiritual importance. It's bringing the two together, and we create balance by it.
Okay, all right. So what if somebody doesn't understand what that means? What would you pick up from that?
They just need to have both their physical side of themselves and their spiritual side kind of bringing it together into more of a balance. So just kind of finding a time to sit quietly and do a little bit of meditation and think about where you want things to go and which direction you need to put yourself in.
Okay.
Pay attention to your surroundings, that kind of thing.
All right. So we're going to move on to our next one. We'll be right back after this quick commercial break. Hey everyone, check out our merchandise that we have now listed underneath hauntingalive.podcast.com. We used to be on Etsy, but we found a little bit of troubles with that, so we are now on hauntingalivepodcast.com with our merch store. Check it out. We've got so much items all together with cleansing items and crystals and so much more. Check us out, hauntingalivepodcast.com.
Follow us here at Haunting Live. Our new shows, and we are honored to have a brand new co-host on our shows now. Yolanta Mary is our co-host, and she does a lot of work for us on the side and introduces people to the show and discusses different topics on the show. So we're really happy to have her here this season. So go check out our brand new episode.
Okay, so right now, we're coming back actually from that quick commercial break, and we're looking at 7 signs, though, that you're an old soul. So what we're going to be doing, though, is we're going to continue on with Jillian. Again, though, thanks very much for being here in the studio today.
Yeah.
And yeah, so what we're looking at, though, is people come to you for advice.
Yes. It's like people just come to me like I'm a magnet for people who are in trouble, people who want advice, people who are seeking guidance, people who are wondering how to fix their own life. I don't mind helping them overall. Even though my life is chaos and I've got a lot going on, sometimes it's easier to help other people step back from my own and go, you know what, mine can wait. It's I'm going in a different direction. Other people is more important than my own chaos.
Now, do you ever experience mental health?
Oh yeah, 100%. A lot of people look at me and go, "You're always so happy. You're always so cheery, but don't you have those days?" It's like, yeah, but I don't really have a lot of people I can talk to. So, I actually have a counselor that I actually speak to. She's fabulous. And I talk to her once a month, and she kind of lets me vent and rave. And if you're having those kind of issues where you're helping too many people and you just don't have enough for yourself, counseling can help. It's another way. Or you find somebody that's of like mind and they're able to understand you, and then they let you vent. And I have a lot of people that vent to me, so I have a lot of advice.
I can vouch. So I'm one of the people, but usually since I'm more in tune with the spiritual side, I know whenever I vent to you, right, I'm basically releasing all that toxic energy.
Yeah.
Right? I know that you don't absorb it.
No, it kind of bounces off of me, and it's like I don't worry too much because I know you can take care of yourself. Other people, they are not quite up to that par of intunement, as we can call it. So a lot of my thing is that once you tell me your problem, I tend to overthink, and then I'm analyzing, and I am looking a way to help and give the advice that's not going to cause other people problems. Everybody will either take the advice or not.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to move on to our next one. And this one here, a lot of us spiritual people love. And it's basically those, you enjoy the company of older people. Now, older, though, is not like 20 years older. It could be like a couple months older, or even with actually, since we're looking at the 7 actually altogether, it could be with somebody, though, that's got the older soul. Can you sort of elaborate on that?
There are other old souls out there who can be in your age group. For example, my middle daughter, she's an old soul. And she literally hangs out with seniors, loves hanging out with seniors. They're always giving her stories. They're always telling her about their life. And I was kind of that way as a kid, too, because I always like to hear about someone's life growing up, kind of the history of, how they became them. And it taught me how to pay it forward, if you want to call it that, because I learned from other people's mistakes or life, as you want to call it. I learned from them, and then I just kind of take that advice and pass it on.
Okay. All right. And I'm pretty sure this is close to the very end, and I think it's number 7. Let me just double check. Yes, we are at the last one, and it is basically those, you value the simplest things actually in life. Now, I know so that a lot of people are not doing that at all, but what do the footnotes say?
At the core of your old soul, someone values the simple things in life, the stars, the nature, human connections. Us old souls, we find solace in nature because that's where there's more energy that flows, and it's slow and it's consistent. So it's not the rush of today's big cities where we find that life tends to go way too fast, and it takes more time to do things. So you can't slow down when you're in the big city. Everything is just quick. This is where some of us feel isolated and lonely, even though we are with a group of a bunch of, friends and family. Just, this is where I would prefer to be out in the country.
I gotta agree with you there. I know whenever I go to my in-laws' place, It's gorgeous, though, and I can do more reconnecting to my ancestors there.
Yeah, and I channel your inner fisherman. I really want you to go fishing for me because it's up in the north, and I would love to just go and chill at the lake and just do some fishing. So
Yeah, it's like so. Those are a couple of things, and just before we close, so we're going to actually look at how do you thrive as an old soul, and I'm going to throw this over to Jillian.
Basically, you're trying to stay balanced. It's all about the balance of everything that you're doing. It's extremely important to identify where your skill set is and the knowledge of what you're sharing. It'll also allow you to funnel your energy productively into something that you can build over time. It's not something that's going to happen, but if you're an old soul when you're a kid, over the years, as you get older, it's there. We, as old souls, may be drawn to teaching, writing, or art in nature. However, I don't teach well, and I have no artistic, anything for artistic. But I just keep in mind that spiritual awareness doesn't have to conflict with our physical life. It's more of a personal thing, and it serves to make our physical lives more filling. So.
Okay. All right. Well, we do say thanks a lot to everybody that's actually tuned in today's episode, and look for more. Again, today's topic was 7 signs you are an old soul. We'd love to hear from you. Type in. Let your friends know about us here on the Podbean, and we will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great one. Bye-bye.
Bye.